Welcome to Hockeywiztalks podcast. Today I'll be talking about breakout players and sleepers in fantasy hockey. Check out my fantasy sports blog at hockeywiztalksfantasy.blogspot.com. Breakout players in fantasy hockey. Nico Hischier is a great two-way center, but so far in his career, he hasn't put up eye-popping stats. With all the attention surrounding Taylor Hall, Jack Hughes, and PK Subban, Nico Hischier becomes a forgotten player. Now entering his third season in the league, Hischier is due for a breakout year, playing alongside Taylor Hall. You can expect Hischier to get around 60 to 70 points this season. Andrei Svechnikov went through some growing pains in his rookie year, but make no mistake about it, he is a special player. Svechnikov is expected to play on the Hurricanes' second line with Jordan Staal and Ryan Dzingel, as well as the Canes' first power play unit. Expect Svechnikov to score at least 25 goals this season and have more than 200 shots on goal. Kevin Labanc. With the departure of Joe Pavelski, Labanc will be playing on the Sharks' first line with Logan Couture and Timo Meier. He will also be playing on the Sharks' first power play unit. Labanc only signed a one-year deal worth $1 million, so if he wants to get paid, he will need to prove himself this year. Labanc has all the opportunity in the world to have a breakout season. The fact that he's in a contract year gives him added incentive to perform well. Rasmus Dahlin. Yes, Rasmus Dahlin had a great rookie year, but he has the potential to have an even better season this year. For Dahlin, he has the potential to be one of the best defensemen in the league, and you saw a glimpse of that towards the end of last season. Dahlin will be the number one defenseman for the Sabres this season, and has the potential to score at least 50 points this season. You will want to draft Dahlin right now, especially if you are in a keeper league. Cale Makar is going to have a huge year this season playing for the Colorado Avalanche. The reason Tyson Barrie was traded was because the Avs wanted Cale Makar to play on the first power play unit. Playing on the deadly Colorado power play, you can expect Cale Makar to get at least 40 points this season. Philip Grubauer is going to be the number one goalie for the Avalanche this season. With the Avalanche team on the rise, Grubauer should have a breakout year. It isn't unrealistic to expect Grubauer to get at least 30 wins this season. Check out my Facebook page, Mr. Hockeywiz777, and my Instagram, Mr. Hockeywiz77. Sleepers in fantasy hockey. David Krejci can still be a very productive player in fantasy hockey, especially if you count faceoff wins. Last season, Krejci had 20 goals and 73 points, along with 16 power play points and 530 faceoff wins. While he might not get 70 plus points this season, he should still get around 55 points. Krejci is ranked 222nd overall right now, so you should be able to get him in the 17th or 18th round, depending on how many teams are in your league. Anders Lee is always a reliable fantasy player, yet he is always undervalued in drafts. Right now, he is ranked 333rd overall, but realistically, he should go in the 150 to 170 range. If you are able to get Anders Lee late in the draft, I say it is a win for your team. Wayne Simmons should be on track for a bounce-back year because he is expected to play on the much-improved first power play unit of the Devils. Simmons' 2018-2019 season was derailed by injuries, but he is back and fully healthy this year, so he should have a good season. While it is unknown where he will play 5-on-5, he will still have fantasy value because he will get power play goals, penalty minutes, and hits. Shane Gostisbehere is the definition of a power play specialist, but that is great for fantasy hockey. His plus-minus could be bad, but his production on the power play could make owners overlook his bad plus-minus. Gostisbehere should be motivated to have a bounce-back year. After having a subpar season, which is another reason to consider drafting him. Justin Falk. While Justin Falk's future with the Carolina Hurricanes is uncertain, Falk will definitely be a player to watch in fantasy hockey. Falk has been in the center of trade talks, but I don't think he will be moved before the season. Regardless of where Falk plays, he will have something to prove because he's on his contract year. David Rittich will likely be the number one goalie for the Calgary Flames this season. Calgary basically has the same team as they did last year when they won their division, so there is no reason to think they couldn't win it again. If you want a goalie for good value, David Rittich is your guy. On my next podcast, I'll be talking about players to avoid in fantasy hockey and players to pick up in fantasy football.